Hello everybody, today we will demonstrate Enduro X monitoring capabilities in the new version. This is a work capability with the NetXMS monitoring suite. So today we will demonstrate Enduro X application, which is composed from the in three programming languages, in Java, C and Go. And for demonstration purposes it's application which generates some transactions and performs debit and credit service calls. So we have this v7.0 client. It's a transaction upload client written in Java. Then there is a handler written in C, and there is a debit service written in Java. This debit service also provides some error generation so that we get some error statistics, and also it does some sleep so that we could see where in system some queues are growing. And then there is a credit side of the transaction written in Go. It's a v7.0 server, also started in several copies. Okay, so let's see the configuration of the application. The layout of the directory is standard as usual for the Enduro X application. So let's go to configuration and see the Enduro config XML. So here we see the new server. It's providing the informative part for the monitoring program for the NetXMS. It's using APIs. MIB APIs from this server. Then there is a debit, credit, transaction handler, and client process monitor. Client process monitor is booting the Java transaction upload jars in 1 to 50 these copies. In total 50 entries or 50 Java processes are started. And then there is also an NetXMS agent started from here. The agent should be started in application environment so that it could gather the statistics from the TP administration server. Also, as we see here, the debit server is written as a normal binary, but actually it's written in Java and compiled with XJava linker so that it provides a standard binary in the final output. Let's start an application. Firstly, we load environment and then start. Starting several copies. Java is starting a bit slower, but not so much. Okay, here are the services. The clients are already generating transactions, thus system shows some statistics. And then there is transactions is generators, also 50 copies according to configuration, and NetXMS agent is started. NetXMS agent provides several tables of information from the application, so we will make the analysis based on service groups. So with this command nxget we can extract and show some table. So let's see what's inside the service group. Okay, here are services, and there is the service group, which is node and server ID, and these all in green are actually the key for the object or service. Okay, so let's open NetXMS console. The console is open, but firstly let's check the data collection configuration for the test host. So here we see some entries, and they are using the script from the EnduroX documentation, which is EnduroX get, and these are the scripts, processes, agent tables. One from which I just show to you, and particularly this is doing sum over the services with name handler, and it's summing up the number of completed requests. So it is doing the sum of this column for handler. So these entries are collected together and returned the new data collection item, which can be later used for data chart. For the TPS, it's also doing some transformation to show the delta change per second. So this effectively gets transaction per second value. Then there is, in similar way, failed transactions, successful transactions, total number of messages in IPC queue. This is more interesting. This using queues table, and with regular expression, it's summing up how many messages are in queue. And it's useful to monitor this value, because if it starts to grow, then there are big problems in the system. Average response time, it's also using the script, and here it's doing average for all handler instances of this column. So it sums all these columns up and divides by the number of these servers. Okay, and then there is some direct parameter from the agent, which is number of the domain queues. And actually these parameters in system are quite a lot. EnduroX, there are several parameters which can be monitored from the data collection configuration, and also in EnduroX documentation there are written the tables how to access them and extract the information directly from the tables with the help of the scripts. Also, for demonstration purposes, we have made business services to provide some status, and for example, we will show the status for the first upload process. These are 50 of them, but here are 4, but this one goes to the dashboard. So let's go to the dashboard and see how the system performs. So we see that upload 1 is running. We have 50 copies of transaction upload clients running. The system TPS is something about 2000 messages per second. Here are a number of servers, key servers, bar chart. So we have a handler, about 30 copies. The credit server also is 30, and debit is about 40 copies. Here is distribution of successful and failed transactions, pie chart. Here is a number of IPC queues in the system. This number gives some overview of the system configuration at the moment, how many processes are running, because every X8Me server at least has maybe 2 or 3 queues, and clients have 1 queue, and if this number isn't changing, then the system is pretty stable. This is average response time from a handler. It's about 15 milliseconds per message, and these seconds are generated by the debit server with the help of the sleep. This is total number of transactions processed, and this is messages in IPC queues, 20. And this is in this way such high because there are 50 transaction clients running and only 30 transaction handlers available, so 20 messages are waiting in the queue. So for demonstration purposes, let's stop some client. For example, this client 1, and see how the system will react. Okay, let's stop the first one. Okay, stopped, so let's wait. It should show that status should change to bad one, and the number of clients should reduce. So let's see. It takes a while until the NetXMS sees these changes, because it's doing some polls at some intervals, like once in a minute. Okay, and transaction uploads also got down to 49. So that's it. The new version of the Enduro X provides great features to monitor system, and hopefully Enduro X will be your next platform for your next application which you develop. Thank you very much for checking out this video.